3, 2, 1. Hello, it is me, Pearl from Pearl and the Prayers. And this is Tuned in Tarot, and we are here to take a look at the balance between the divine masculine and divine feminine energy inside of self, understanding that whatever state we find this energy in, we can expect to see that reflected back to us in our interactions with others, in our external environment. And if we want things to change, we really do need to shift and change things in our lives in order for that to happen. And I am here to help you do that. And I have started a new reading, which I came up with during the support group that I've been running for one whole year. We had our meeting yesterday morning, and I said, you know what? I'm going to start giving people a reading where I tell them what they want to hear, which is what 99% of tarot readers do. And then I'm going to give them an additional layer, which is what they need to do in order for what they want to hear to actually be true. Because the reader is going to pick up on your general energy. They're going to pick up on what you want to hear because they are tapping into this collective energy that's pretty much flowing with nature's cycles, desiring to bring in and release things pretty much along with the astrology, with all the things that are going on in nature. Everybody hydrate. I feel like there should be a cheerleader team. Like, everybody hydrate. Okay. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to do in this reading. I'm going to tell you what you want to hear first. So, the first part of the reading is going to be juicy. Most of you are going to listen to the first part of the reading. A lot of you, you're going to drop off like flies after I tell you what you want to hear because that's what you wanted to hear. So, you're going to go. Bye. See you later. There is a special group that's going to listen to the end because they really do want to know what they should do, what actions they should take to create change in their lives, because they have learned that mastery involves focusing on the self and not focusing on someone else. So that select group, the select few of you that will stay for the second layer, will also receive a third layer, which is some oracles to help you reinforce the things you're learning here today and hopefully apply the lessons and achieve the mastery. And mastery means not necessarily that you have everything you've ever wanted or desired, but that when you get those things or when you don't get those things, your reaction to the state that you're in is one of peace, calm, quietude, inner knowing, acceptance, determination, openness. If you don't have those things in place, you can get all the things you want and be disappointed because you won't be able to sustain what you've been given. You can not get the things you want and be disappointed because you think that what you wanted was a material, physical manifestation when what you wanted was really just the challenge or the spark or the inspiration or the feeling to pursue them. So that's what we're going to do when we look at this information in my readings, in this style of reading. Okay, so what do you want me to tell you the overall energy is like right now in the connection? What do you want me to tell you? Girl, I hear you because I want to be told this too, okay? The world. You want to be told right now that the cycles that you have been going through are finally complete, that you are coming out on top, that you are able to just grab all that you have desired, that it's all coming to you, and that everything that you have ever wanted is finally just falling into place. So, if you scrolled through some readings today, you probably saw some other readers with a world card because a lot of the cards will repeat over and over again, right? You probably saw that message. This message can be a couple things. It can be like, finally, the person you're together and you're so happy. Okay, that's one of the messages you'll see readers give you. Another message they'll give you is, bitch, you're done. You've closed this cycle. You're not going to do that anymore. You're starting a new phase. There's something new that's about to happen. The old stuff is over, right? Okay, so those are the types of readings you might be seeing. And that's what you want. You want to hear that, like, it's not going to be like it was anymore. It's going to be better than it was. Or that all the good stuff you had is going to come back and you're going to be able to just have everything you want just like it used to be. I love that for you, boo-boo. Okay. What do you want to tell me you finally put, or what do you want me to tell you you have finally put behind you? Okay. 99% of tarot readers are going to say, you have put behind you your fears, this feeling of being trapped in a prison of your own thinking. The people who have been so guarded with you, they're not going to be guarded with you anymore because you don't fear that you have to protect yourself from everybody. Your desire to create this prison that, kept out what you desired, but also kept you safe, that's a thing of the past. Okay, that's awesome. I want to be able to tell you that too. That's a really good thing for you to have put behind you. So I will let you know if I can tell you this accurately or not when we get to the next layer. All right. So that's the overall and underlying energy. Now let's look at, what do you want me to tell you you're carrying in from the past into the present energy? What you've been wishing and dreaming for, your hopes thus far. What you want me to say is that this relationship, this connection has been healed, or the part of you that was afraid to be expressive or open, or the part of you that was able to shine or be in the public eye, or your whatever dream or ambition or desire that you've had for a long time, it's still worth hoping for. It's still worth wishing for. You can still keep your eye on the prize because you still get to have what you wish for. You want me to tell you that? What do you want me to tell you about the current energy? So, if it's true that you can still have what you've been wishing and hoping for, you want me to tell you right now that you're not going to be disappointed by it with the Five of Cups. You want me to say, yes, not only do you get to have what you wish for, but it's exactly what you've been hoping for with the Two of Cups here, full of love, romance, connection, passion for the job, passion for the work, the abundance, the money loves you, whatever it is. You want me to tell you that when you get it, you won't be disappointed by it. It's not going to disappoint you like you have been disappointed in the past. And the final thing you want me to tell you is, assuming all this energy comes through just like this magical little reading right here is telling you, the potential exists for it to be true, because what I'm reading is the potential surface level energy, which means any readings that you see on TikTok probably today are going to reflect some of these same things. You're going to see other readings that told you that things were coming to an end. The way, if somebody was trapped in their thinking, they're no longer trapped in their thinking anymore. What you've been wishing and hoping for is coming true. And this time you're not going to be disappointed by it. Okay, cool. Is that going to actually be true for you though? Well, if that all is true, then what you can finally expect is for action. Lights, camera, action. Okay. The divine masculine, which is the part of you that takes action, that does things, that goes out into the world, that projects what is in the mind into reality, thinks, intellectualizes, whatever, makes physical what has been only ethereal or within or whatever. That part of you is absolutely boldly expressing desires with confidence, bossing up, being consistent and committed to one passion, which this, for sometimes people will say the King of Wands is like not monogamous. I don't associate that, because to me the king is masterful. It's the Knight of Wands that has trouble with that, but the King of Wands knows how to stay consistent, knows how to keep the fire going. That's why they're the king, right? If they're in shadow, if it's in a reversal situation, if they're in a darkness, then I can understand like maybe they haven't mastered that. But that's not what I'm seeing. What I'm seeing here is, what you want me to tell you is that the masculine energy now, 99% of you want that to be a person, is going to take action. Okay. So some person is going to take action that you've been wishing or hoping would take action for. Okay. That's what you want me to tell you. Can I tell you that? Can I actually tell you that? Now, at this point in the reading, predictably, more than half the participants have dropped out because of attention span and because they heard what they wanted to hear. And they didn't get this next part of the reading, which is how you get what I just told you to actually work for you in your life. If you don't get this part, the other part doesn't matter so much. I mean, I guess it keeps your hopes up, like it kind of keeps your hopes up. But at some point you start to get sick of it, because you recognize that, like, I keep hearing that message, but nothing is happening. I keep hearing that message, but nothing is happening. I keep hearing, well, guess what? The doing the same thing and expecting different results is insanity. So If you feel insane because you keep getting the same message and nothing is happening, there's some step that you're missing from here to here that's causing you to feel like you're in that uncomfortable loop. Okay. So you wanted me to tell you that finally enough is enough. I saw that come up in the comments. Enough is enough. It's time to end that cycle. This is new world, new dawn, new day. Okay. In order for me to tell you that, you have to have this card be true for you. This is the justice card. This is truth. This is being honest with yourself and with others, because you're under a vow that you're making, that you're going to tell the truth and nothing but the truth, right? That justice, truth energy. So this means you're very, very fucking real with yourself and real and honest with yourself, okay? 100%. That has to happen. So you're being very, very honest and true with yourself. First step. The second step is you are focusing your energy in a balanced way on people who can return it in a balanced way. If you're pouring into a cup that never pours into your cup, it's imbalanced. If you're continuing to do that in a cycle with somebody, you're going to continue to get that result. It's up to you to balance the scales. So if you've given to somebody and they haven't given to you and you're waiting for them to balance the scales, you need to turn it around. You need to withdraw your attention completely. You need to withdraw the love and time and energy you're pouring into the connection. You need to just focus on your own energy. That's the only way you're going to see this world card happen. The only way to get something new to happen is to be extremely, I just saw 11:44 on the clock, is to be extremely honest with yourself about your role in the way that things are playing out right now, and in how balanced you are in your approach to the situation. If you're checking someone's social media upwards of 20 times a day, and you haven't done anything to figure out what passion that you have or interest that you have that you want to pursue in your life, that's an imbalance. You're giving so much focus to this random person that really doesn't have your best interest in heart at the moment. If they did, they would be communicating with you. And you're giving them all this time and energy unfairly when you yourself haven't even put any effort or time into your business or into your dreams or your hopes or your wishes. So if you want this tarot reading that you're getting from all the tarot readers out there, oh, these cycles ending, this person's coming in, you're coming full circle, to be true, then you damn well better have the justice card be true. You better be treating yourself fairly. You better be treating yourself in a balanced way. You better be really freaking honest with yourself. And if you're not, you're only hurting yourself, which is the next part. If you want this to be true, that you are not putting up boundaries, that you are not literally hurting yourself and blocking yourself from people that would be loving, supportive, helpful in all kinds of ways, you have to wipe the slate clean. The only way for me to tell you honestly that you are coming to a time in your life where you're no longer putting up these boundaries and walls and protecting yourself from success and from the things that you desire is for me to say you've done a really good job of clearing out all of the thinking that caused you to build the wall to begin with. So if you've done a lot of good, put a lot of effort into clearing out negative thinking, clearing out thoughts that are constantly, like I have recurring thoughts that I have to come back to again and again. I don't have what it takes. I don't do enough. I'm not good enough. There's a whole bunch. You know what yours are. If you're not going to be perfect, okay? I'm not ever expecting you. Nobody's expecting you. Your higher self isn't even expecting you to be perfect. So you're going to have those thoughts come up. It's how you react to the thoughts that really makes a difference. But it's also noticing them and countering them and saying like, hey, brain activity, I have control over you actually. When you continually repeat, unless I do need some medical intervention, which is totally true. Some people do have intrusive thoughts and they do actually need support for their mental health regarding that anxiety and loop thinking and OCD. Like those are real things, right? And if you've been beating yourself up as on a spiritual level and being like, what's wrong with me? I can't think positively. I'm always thinking these negative things. What if you have an underlying issue? Which is why I always urge everybody, in the sake of being a spiritually ethical and having a spiritually ethical business, please, please do not rely upon my teachings as medical help or intervention. I'm mainly meant to get you to think, to get you to talk to others about these things, so have a dialogue, an inner dialogue, and a dialogue with others around you, and hopefully with a therapist or somebody that can support you, because I am not certified or anything in that way. I am experienced, and I'm, in my early 40s, so I've seen a lot and I have wisdom. I definitely feel like I can share, but I'm not meant to be any kind of substitute for like real serious support. So if you're having intrusive thoughts and if you feel more stressed out by the stuff that you're learning in spirituality than you feel helped by it, that's usually a sign that you are experiencing other things that are going on, because if you start to become obsessive compulsive about your thoughts being perfect, that's a sign that there's an underlying issue that's not just, I have trouble with my self-esteem or self-worth. So just make that distinction. Especially when you hear other creators out there telling you, oh, to manifest things, you just have to be able to do X, Y, or Z. It's like, okay, just imagine that when somebody's giving you that advice, they're talking about a person that probably has low amounts of trauma, decent amount of self-esteem, okay? All their basic needs met. They probably have food, shelter, housing, like a shelter and housing, I guess, are the same thing, but they have transportation, is what I meant to say. They have all their basic needs met, most likely. If you're that type of a person and you get manifestation advice, meaning you're privileged, in other words, and you get manifestation advice, it's probably going to work for you, because a lot of those lower levels of what you need to be there to be able to think positively already exist. But if you're coming in with a lot of trauma, and during my spiritual journey, I've been homeless, I've been displaced, okay, I've been worrying about like car repossession and driving without registration and like extreme levels of stress that are like very, very difficult in that place, because your 3D reality is just screaming at you so loudly. It's very hard to just transform your thinking. And if the end result is like, well, I can't change my mind, so I'm a horrible piece of shit, then that's absolutely the antithesis of spiritual help. Okay? That's actually worse. Now you're like a person in a formal, organized religion that is thinking that anytime they think something negative, they're sinning. Right? And so now you're just living in fear of your own out of controlness, which is not how you're supposed to feel. You're not supposed to feel that way. If this is resonating with you and you're like, oh my God, I feel like that so much, I would get outside assistance. I would talk to somebody if you can. Obviously, if you don't have access, I get it. I don't have access to mental health support either. I rely pretty much exclusively on spiritual tactics and nutrition and a really amazing tightly knit group of supportive individuals who have our own shit and understand each other. And I'm lucky to have that. But so if you don't have access, I get it. But if you have access, or you can get access, or you can prioritize access, get that support, because I don't want anybody to be suffering when they're listening to my readings, trying to make all their thoughts perfect, because that's not what it's about. It's not what it's about. And if you need help personally, I can also help you. Click the link in my profile to book a session with me. And if the amount of that session for the hourly rate is rich for your blood, you can try a session with me by becoming a member at the $100 level. I give one free session a month at that level, which is actually more than 50% off of an hour-long session. And I have around 8 openings left for that. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, click the link in my profile, go to the Pearls Prayers little bubble you'll see as you scroll down. That's the membership. Click there, and you can see all the benefits of membership and sign up there. And I will send you your code for your free session. Okay. So let's keep going. Now we know that what we have to do in order for us to stop experiencing these endless cycles and in order to release these patterns, we actually have to like wipe the slate clean, which is kind of saying, like, I've been stung before, but that doesn't mean I'm going to get stung again. And I'm releasing the poison in that wound so that that poison isn't carried with me into every choice and decision, relationship, or connection that I make in the future, so that I don't keep experiencing these things again and again and again and again. Okay, now I told you that all your hopes and your dreams and your wishes were still going to come true because you wanted to hear that. And what's really funny about this is that in order for that to be true, this has to be in place. The 6 of Cups, which is all about your childhood, your inner child, your past. So I love tarot so much. See how much joy it brings me because it's so helpful. I In order for you to still have hope and believe in your dreams, you have to be like a child. To enter into the kingdom of heaven, you have to be like a child. So, in order for this to be true, that your hopes and your dreams can still come true, you have to believe in them with the heart of a child, with the innocence, which is why that Fool card has to be in place. You can't be jaded while you're wishing for your dreams to come true. I can't post a TikTok video hoping that the people who need to see it are going to see it if I believe, as the jaded, cynical adult that I am, that no one's going to see it because their you know, algorithm is designed to benefit them and not me, and so it's like working against me every time I post with those thoughts in my head. The results that I'm getting are the results of a person who thinks that way. So all the vitriolic shit I just posted on TikTok today about being pissed about it on my other account, my Pros Prayers account, that is going to result in, especially because I put a lot of feeling, fire, and emotion into it, that reality being true for me until I release it and say, that's not true for me. That's true for my old self concept. That was very wounded victim mentality stuff that I brought in. Mercury in retrograde, victim mentality bullshit. Not true, not real, not accurate, truly. Yes, it does that happen in 3D? Is what I said true in the video? Yeah, there's truth to it. But aren't there always exceptions to truths? Aren't there always situations when, like, the economy is terrible, but someone is benefiting? Like, I can take what everybody is agreeing upon in reality and I can agree with them. Or I can be like a child and I can have no concept of what everyone is agreeing with and just decide what my reality is. Go watch Angeline if you want to be amused on Peacock. They have an original show about Angeline, who is like one of the first influencers. And it's her philosophy. And obviously, she's got some issues. And that's why the show's interesting because it's complex. Um, she is really a good example of that. If you want what you want, your dreams to be true, you have to just have the unwavering belief of a child. Like, you just have to be like, that might be, you might be saying that, but that's not your reality. I have a different reality. So the next card up, this is, you want me to tell you that you're not going to be disappointed when your wishes and dreams come true. How can I tell you that for sure? Oh my God, this reading. If you're getting this reading, you are getting so much benefit from this reading. Oh my God. The Tower. If you want to not be disappointed, then you have to let go of your rigid structure that you have forced upon whatever wishes or desires you have. Because you're always going to be disappointed if you are constantly seeking what your ego desires and not allowing what your higher self wants to come to you. Because you fixate on the ways, the how, the what it looks like, it's because you're so concerned with it. I'm right now I'm reminded, especially because it's almost Christmas. I'm reminded of being a little girl and I would want certain Christmas gifts, okay? And I would ask for them, and I would get what I asked for, to be honest, a lot. I'm very lucky that when I was little in the 80s, my family, our business, we had a restaurant, was doing well. And so for the most part, when I was that age, I could get what I asked for. But often my both my grandmother and mother, who were very had their own ideas about things, they would take what I asked for and they would give me a different version of that thing. Like, or they would make an assumption that I wanted something that it wasn't specifically what I wanted. And so when I would rip open the gifts, like, let's say I asked for a Barbie and instead got like some kind of not Barbie, like a knockoff version of a Barbie, or wanted a specific Barbie, like I asked for like Sparkle Barbie or something, and I got like the one that was probably on sale, which my parents probably had to do out of necessity, but at the time I'm little and I don't understand that. So I rip open the package and I'm expecting the Barbie that I want. It feels like the Barbie that I want, feels like the package that I want. It's like, oh my God, I'm getting it. I open it up and it's not. It's not the one I wanted. It's totally different. Doesn't have the same accessories. It doesn't look the same. The hair's not the same color, whatever the fuck. And so even though I got this toy and it's a perfectly great toy, and a few weeks from that day, I'm going to play with it just like all my other toys because I loved my Barbies and I would form a bond with it and I would play with it, whatever. But that day, that whole day, even though I got all these other gifts, dollhouse, like this, that, the other things I'd asked for, that one gift, I had those expectations for that one gift, and it did not look like what I wanted. Fuck that gift. Fuck it. And fuck all the other gifts I got. And I was just a little like disappointed 6-year-old that was like, why can't I have what I wanted? And like because of this one thing. Okay. So while you're being like a little child, envisioning what you're hoping and dreaming for, the part of you that's done all this hard work to be cynical and prepare yourself for disappointment, what it really needs to do is instead of preparing yourself to be disappointed or preparing yourself to like have the appropriate reaction to said disappointment, what you really, really need to do is you need to let go of your rigid expectations so that when this does come through, you can receive it with delight, with the delight of a child, not one that is disappointed because she didn't get the exact Barbie that she asked for, but one that has the adult awareness that knows that like sometimes when we ask for one thing, what we're really asking for is simply the experience of the entire thing. The specifics of that thing don't matter so much as just being able to have like the experience itself. Now, the other layer of what I just said is that maybe you're used to asking for what you want and not getting it. And so you have a belief like I do that I developed when I was little that I would ask somebody, "Hey, can I have this?" And they would be like, "You can have it, but it's under I'm determining it. Like it's not like you're going to want it to be." Because I'm also realizing how that is a limiting belief, right? A limiting belief that like when I ask for something, in fact, within my marriage to my ex-husband who was emotionally and financially abusive, one of the ways he would control me, people often ask to for a definition of financial abuse, and financial abuse is when one partner controls access to finances, which really impede the other person's freedom and independence in a relationship, like access to transportation, to the car, access to certain foods or that you want, etc. So I would have, even when I was pregnant, I would ask for specific foods. I would say, like, when you go to the grocery store, can you buy, you know, cheddar cheese? Okay. And he would come home and he would buy groceries. And I, of course, wasn't able to go because I was bedridden from the physical pain I was in for the good majority of this part of our marriage. He would come home, he would take all of his ingredients out, he would get everything he wanted for himself. There would be all the things he needed and wanted. Any of the items that I wanted that were not on sale, he would not purchase them. So if I asked for cheddar cheese and my cheddar cheese was not on sale, I didn't get cheese. Like it wasn't like you get an off brand or you get like, a different kind that was on sale. It was just like, no, I didn't buy that because it wasn't on sale and I wasn't able to go for myself. So now I'm seeing, as I'm reflecting back on this, that I actually did have a limiting belief that when I ask for something, I won't get what I ask for. I'm going to get something that's what under someone else's control or in their power. So that's a limiting belief I would need to release from my childhood in order to not be disappointed by what I'm going to get. I have to think to myself now, I always get what I ask for. I get what I want, and it's even better than what I asked for. Okay. Final card and then we'll get to the healing oracles. We have 3 healing oracles left to go. But the final outcome that you wanted me to tell you was you wanted me to tell you this person is going to take action, or you're going to take action, and you're going to hear the expression of these ideas and feelings or whatever, communication. Absolutely. So in order for me to tell you that this is truly going to happen for you, you have to have this in place. This is the 3 of Wands. This is complete faith. The faith of a small child. You have to believe in what you want. You have to believe you're going to get it. You have to believe you always get what you want. You never are disappointed. You always get what you desire. Whenever you felt disappointment in the past, it's only because you were so rigid about what you asked for. It took time for you to reflect back upon it and realize you did get what you wanted, right? So you have to have that kind of ability to see the vision of what you desire and have faith that it's going to happen. If I have something that I want, I need to believe it's going to be true. I need to believe that I get what I want, and I need to have faith that the actions that I want to see occur will in fact occur because I take action in my life and give myself the things that I've wanted and needed. So when my body says, please, Pearl, could you take us for a walk? You've been sitting in your chair for an awfully long time. And I say, okay, sure. That I get up and take myself for a walk. I take the action of what my body is hoping and wishing I would do. You have to be giving yourself the same love and attention and focus that you are intending for someone else to give you in your life. So, all right. Now, I just gave you a lot of depth from a reading that you probably heard a bunch of times today or a bunch of times in the last week that didn't really give you any depth. So hopefully I have helped you. Here is some of the last pieces of advice for you from my guides and angels who are in cohorts with yours, I guess. Bound for Boundaries is coming up. Private, no entry, restricted area, and keep out. And this is coming out. It's drawing me to this card that was underlying, it was like something that was hidden that we wanted to put behind us. Okay. So if you've had a life of no boundaries, then it is time for you to start saying no when you mean no, and to start really creating space in your life for yourself. You need to have healthy boundaries with others in order to maintain the balance that we talked about, in order for you to be able to close out some of these cycles, these repeating cycles that you keep experiencing. A big thing for you right now is boundaries. Another thing is, if your boundaries are so hard that people can't get through them to communicate with you together, then you have to relax your boundaries. You have to relax a bit so that people can actually come through to take action to communicate with you. So look to your boundaries. The other card that is coming up for you is permission. Giving yourself permission and understanding that the way that you treat yourself is you're granting permission to everyone around you to treat you the same way. So again, if my body says, please, Pearl, take me for a walk, and I'm like, fuck you, I'm not going to do what you want right now. Other things that are more important to me. I want to watch a show. I want to roll another joint. I want to just sit here and scroll through shit on TikTok. And I don't feel like doing what you want to do, because what you want to do isn't really that important to me. Because to be honest, I don't care that much about my body, because I'm more interested in all the other things that are distracting me right now than in the physical body that I was given, granted, and keeps me conscious here on the planet. So, well, guess who I just welcomed to treat me that way? Everyone else. oh, I don't care about Pearl's content. Like, I have all these other things I'm so distracted by, so much more interesting to me. Like, I don't really need that. There's so many other things I can do. Oh, I don't really need her. I don't need to choose her. I have other options. There's other things that, that seems like kind of hard work to me. I know it kind of feels good when I actually move my body. I know it actually is kind of nice when I go outside. I do actually like when I'm like listening to music, walking my dog. It does help my dog too, and it feels good. But like, I don't care. Like, fuck Pearl. I'm just gonna do all these other things. I'm not gonna listen to what she has to say. So, do you see how the way that you treat yourself is permission for the outside world to treat you that way? God damn it. I hate when I'm right. Because I don't want to have to change. I don't want to have to take myself on a walk. I want to keep watching shows. I want to keep reading books. I want to keep, but the thing is, you can do all of those things. You can still do all of those things. Your ego convinces you that this like, oh, I'm gonna miss out on the time I need to like waste in this activity. You can literally do something called temptation bundling. So I can look at my day and I can say, all right, there's a handful of things that I'm just sitting and doing that I could do while I'm walking. For instance, I listen to like a couple hours worth of tarot readings or manifestation advice or YouTube videos or something that are about like just self-improvement. I do that for about 2 hours every day throughout my day. Some of that time I'm just sitting here like literally fucking rolling joints, just chain smoking joints, which is super fun. Not gonna lie. But I could pick up my whole ass, put my headphones in. I actually have very nice earbuds and walk up and down the driveway if I didn't feel like walking all around the block or whatever while I'm listening to that. And I can say that if you want to listen to this, if you want to listen to this silly reading, then you better do these things. And if you don't do these things, then you're not going to feel good. So, temptation bundling. Give yourself permission to do the things that you love to do while doing the things that are not so much fun so that you can keep teaching the people around you to do the same thing. Like, you gotta make changes within. The final card, your self-care activity for tonight, or until the next time you see me with one of these lovely readings, which is the new style that I'm going to do for a while. You want to nourish your temple. You want to take care of your temple. I was literally just talking about my body and taking care of my body. And so there are ways to nourish your body that are not just about food. People usually hear the word nourish and they immediately think of food. Food is important, but spiritual nourishment includes your senses, like your, having scented oils and incense and candles and things that help to calm and relax you, your olfactory senses, hearing, sound healing, your whole body, your whole temple, and what you're watching, what you're reading, what you're focusing on. That's all the nourishment you're giving yourself. Like, are you nourishing your whole self, or are you like feeding just kind of the ego part of self? So that is your self-care activity. Let me give you your mantra. Age restricted. Okay. Because I had a picture, a drawing. Okay. TikTok can suck my whole asshole. So seriously. 38. Okay. My drawing. I hate it. I hate being fucking censored. Okay. I nourish my body with healthy food, clean water, and positive self-talk. Literally, we talked all day about that. And what is your body calling for, and what can you do to nourish it more? I pulled that card. You saw me if you were here. I pulled this card way, way back. Oh, age restriction, age restriction. Quick, quick, quick. Hide the green lady. That's not even a real fucking body. Fucking fuck these algorithms so hard. Okay. Anyway, I'm not being restricted on YouTube for this card. I love all of you. Thank you for being here today. Go nourish your bodies. Go nourish your temples. Release those limiting beliefs and thoughts. Clear out your brain so that you can end these repeating cycles. Be less rigid. Be more childlike. You know all this stuff. If you don't know all this stuff and you want to learn more, watch the rest of my content here on Tuned in Tarot YouTube. You can find it under the live tab and under the videos tab. You can also find more content on my Instagram page, but I haven't updated that in a long time. But there's tons of timeless readings there if you run out. Some people have run through my whole collection. Good luck with that. That's hundreds and hundreds of hours of reading. So I mean, my hats off to you for being able to do that. And if you want to work with me, I am more than happy to meet you where you're at if you want to do weekly sessions. But get in touch with me. Click the Ask Me Anything button. If you go onto my page and you scroll down, you'll see $33 video reading. If you slide that reading over, there's an Ask Me Anything that's free. That's to talk to me about potentially working with me or sending me a message. You can also just email me at tunedintarot@gmail.com. And the membership program. So you might see here it says donate or book to save my car. I really do need donations very, very, very badly. I was able to buy some more time, but I really do need donations and I really need bookings right now. So please book readings with me. They're only $33 at that link in my profile, or book a 1-hour session, which is usually more like 90 minutes, to be honest, also at the link in my profile. And the membership program starts at $1 a month. So please join the membership. There are readings that you cannot see here on YouTube without being a member. So if you're interested in that, please click that link, scroll down to Pearl's Prayers. Pearl's Prayers is the membership. It's right next to I can't remember what it's next to now, but it's down the page a little bit. It's like underneath the readings that you can book. Thank you so much, everybody. I will see you soon. Take care and have a gorgeous day.